Eurocities is fully behind the SDGs and the concept of sustainable development that it proposes, that this framework proposes. Why? For 3 reasons. First, it offers a broad concept of sustainable development. Too often today we talk about sustainability in terms of green and environment issues. There's so much more to it. Second, it proposes an integrated approach to sustainable development. Our societies, face challenges that are economic, social, environmental, democratic, demographic. They are all interlinked and intertwined. And third, it's got a very strong embedded participatory approach.
The biggest challenge for Europe is to have a serious holistic vision where we use the possibilities we have based on the knowledge we have about technologies, based on the knowledge we have about society, to really make sustainability a cross-cutting issue across everything we do.
We need to continue to ensure that we rethink our economies, the way in which we look at growth, the indicators for growth, moving beyond GDP, and bringing forward the academic community, the people, the different NGOs, citizens, and others, industry, to ensure that we create this together.
The EU was a champion in negotiating and getting agreed the Sustainable Development Goals in 2015, yet we see that action is not there yet. And in my organization, many colleagues around the world are telling us how their governments are stepping up action here, yet the European Union is still lagging behind.
To tackle the increasing social inequality and to tackle a new distribution of wealth in Europe. Not to bring into contradiction the environmental issues with the vulnerable groups in Europe, and for that we need another distribution model.
We need more sense of urgency in our political ambition to implement radically different ways of development. Euroscepticism, inequalities and social divides are on the rise and are the result of putting the wrong priorities for decades. Economic actors have taken over the lead in the decision-making, where governments should be strong in drafting the rules of the game for the private sector.
Only if we can prove that we can be sustainable and competitive, we will be able to lead by example. Therefore, we need to move in the direction of a global level playing field between our companies and their global competitors.
The biggest challenge in Europe is to understand the crucial role of agriculture and forestry to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals.
In the ETUC, we plan our strategy around 3 main actions. First, better working conditions. Second, preserving the planet. And third, promoting decent work and social dialogue. A decent work agenda is needed more than ever in Europe.
The biggest challenge is realize to think about what kind of development have we been pursuing so far and separate those that have a sustainable trajectory and those that do not have it. And then take action on the second part on the fact that they can be sustainable provided we change or innovate some of the development patterns we have been using.
The biggest challenge for Europe in terms of sustainable development lies in how Europe can get its act together on this topic. Europe has a rich history of being grand at large transformations, and this is maybe the biggest of them all. So the challenge will be to bring alignment among the member states of Europe on this agenda and to connect where possible, for example, on a common trading platform or the adoption of a single set of rules by which business can conduct its business.
Only by decoupling the economic growth from resource use and economic impacts, we can create an economy which will be compliant with the agreed Sustainable Development Goals.